Finally, it's Friday and we have more information from EA themselves on the next Battlefield game. Drop a comment if you're hyped and let's reach 800 likes today. This is some exciting news for the next Battlefield game. Alright, so this is the news we have all been waiting for. EA studio boss Laura Miele has confirmed this year's Battlefield title is gonna include new modes that give players more opportunities to have only in Battlefield moments through the franchise signatures handbox via Games Beat Summit 2021 livestream. And let's check what they're talking about.
Some of the EA franchises, and I obviously Sims is the one that naturally you sort of think about, but like a Battlefield, you mentioned, cool, you're doing mobile version. We know there's a frontline Battlefield that's, a big project for EA. Your biggest title, I think, for later this year. How do you that sort of philosophy of creation? I always think of Battlefield being about the sandbox and the fun of being in there, but what does that mean for Battlefield? Does it mean like a level editor, like a Forge, or how do you sort of take some of those ideas and apply them to like the franchises you have today?
Yeah, I love that question. Battlefield is one of my favorite franchises that we have. I've been working on it for a really long time. And one of the best things about it is that it is about a sandbox. It is in the shooter space of all the games and all the shooters. It is a sandbox that DICE has always provided players with weapons and vehicles and destruction in the environment. And then these crazy only in Battlefield moments happen. This emergent play comes from players. And so as you can imagine, taking that strength and taking that superpower in this franchise and building on that in the future game is definitely part of our strategy. So new modes that are going to be added to the game experience are really in service of this this ability that we want to give players to have a bigger impact on their experience.
Oh my god, this is just new exciting news and we haven't heard anything from EA for some time. Finally hearing that we're getting new game modes and so much more information onto this. This is really good. Like, it's gonna be a sandbox, which they have been teasing before, but now they're giving a bit more of information, giving us new game modes to play with, and possibly we're getting a Battle Royale, right? So it would definitely make sense to add destruction to Battle Royale by itself, but it seems like they know what they're doing and they're very confident in the next Battlefield game. And so am I, to be honest. With hearing such good information, this is awesome news. But we also heard more from this, which I'm really excited. Laura Miele also confirmed that the new Battlefield Mobile has been prototyping phase for years, which is a huge market, and it's finally now ready to release on smartphones and tablets in 2022, though there will be some soft launch in 2021. So if anyone plays on mobile, you'll be pretty much in luck.
You talked about some of these franchises and big franchises like Star Wars, and EA has had a long history with Star Wars games. But I wanted to ask, as you approach shipping more games, I remember, years and years ago at the EA Games label, it felt like there was, a game coming out almost every month. And as you said, 13 games across the year last year for EA. I'm curious, as you think going forward with these big franchises, is it about kind of building more content and on-ramps to those franchises? Like, I think, Apex, obviously, free to play was, a massive opportunity. I know you've talked about, I think there's an Apex mobile coming at some point this year. Are we going to see more of that, of different ways to sort of get into these games?
I think so. I think that's what great franchises are about. I think great franchises have as many entry points and are meeting players where they are. So FIFA, as an example, we have free to enter, we have mobile, we certainly have the premium game, we have live services. So yes, I think big successful franchises allow for as many entry points into the game experience for players as possible. Battlefield this year, we are going to release a mobile game for Battlefield, and and you would imagine, we're really excited about it. The team's working on it for years. Industrial Toys out of Pasadena has been creating it and working on it for years, and we're just super excited to bring it to soft launch at the end of the summer. And I think it's going to add to the Battlefield experience. I think it's going to be really meaningful for Battlefield players, and it's going to reach a lot more players around the globe for this brand. And that's how we're thinking about all of our big blockbuster brands and franchises. Free to enter business models, premium components of the game, mobile components of the game, and just getting it, like I said, in many hands on many platforms as possible.
Did the Laura just say a Battlefield Mobile by the end of summer? Really gets me excited. Does this mean we're actually getting an open beta for Battlefield 6 as well? This is crazy. EA has been preparing for years and we didn't know this before. Now, it could also be possible that they've been doing the same thing for Battlefield 6, actually working on it, improving it, and it now seems like everyone is super excited and ready. And this is a simple, beautiful Friday. Not only are we getting more sandbox type of creativity game modes, but we're getting a lot more information overall on the new Battlefield Mobile as well. Really exciting news, and I love this. I simply love this news that we're finally getting more just days before the final reveal of Battlefield. No one yet knows what the next Battlefield Mobile game will be, and no one yet knows what the new game modes will be. We can expect, a Battle Royale, as Tom Henderson has been leaking us. If those leaks are true, we could be expecting more new modes. So it's not only the old modes, but it's new modes that give players more opportunities to have only in Battlefield moments. And if you remember those old Battlefield 4 trailer moments, those were simply beautiful. Good job, EA and DICE. Keep it going. And Tom Henderson replied to this: imagine MCOMs being destroyed, but they have a much bigger impact than a petty explosion. So an MCOM, if you don't know, it's basically an objective, could destroy a whole building. That is what people are speculating into. And it's super exciting. MCOM in the bottom floor building blows up, whole building go bye-bye, lol. Like, awesome news, especially with advanced destruction and with the new next-gen capabilities. This is definitely possible. We have been hearing more about the explosions and buildings overall in the new Battlefield, and it seems like the more we get closer to the trailer, the more info we are getting. And this is actually crazy. Tom Henderson made his own live stream with leaks and summary. This is a summary of what Tom Henderson said about Battlefield 6 in his latest YouTube live stream. Take it with a grain of salt, nothing is officially confirmed. What previously was said by EA and DICE, that was confirmed, but it could be completely wrong, changed. It could definitely be changed before the reveal. If I missed something out, please comment and I will add in a post. If you want to watch the whole live stream for yourself, Tom Henderson said the trailer that we saw was on 9/10, okay? The beginning of a trailer starts off with a nice sunny blue sky and ends with a dark and rainy mess. So he gave it a 9 out of 10. Really good news, and we never heard any of this info before. It's all new info. Tom Henderson thinks the reveal trailer does a good job of being a reveal trailer. So for example, it tells all the details. We'll see setting, the soldiers, the good graphics, the future of the game, vehicles, guns, etc. This is everything like a Battlefield trailer needs to be actually good. Like, really good news. I agree with this. In many aspects, the real trailer will ask more questions than giving you answers. This is really nice for content creators because us content creators will break it down for you and give you some answers instead. So, be sure to subscribe for that. But an example that Tom Henderson brought up was, how long will the storm be? Will it rotate the same way? Will the storm always be in every game? Oh my. Like, these are a lot of questions that we haven't heard before. But Tom Henderson mentioned that maps will have a day-night cycle, and this is really exciting because you will have to have now 2 loadouts, one for day and one for night. So maybe your little flashlights will have a huge advantage overnight, and this is really exciting. Like, honestly, day-night cycles is game changing. It really does change the game. Like, usually nobody was using flashlights or laser sights unless they had some specific idea to mess with someone. Yes, they had some accuracy advantage, but now they actually give you more of an aim advantage, more of a far off advantage in the night, and you can be like this little night soldier. But going back to it, dynamic weather cycle. Okay, I like this. If the weather changes while you're fighting, I would love to see this, especially with next gen capabilities. Yes, please. You probably can see every single aspect of the weapon. He wasn't sure, and Skyscraper Revolution leak is still relevant. So if you didn't know, like, there was a Siege of Shanghai leak that we kind of know that somehow the advanced Skyscraper Revolution is much more advanced. So Revolution will not be a gimmick as in Battlefield 4. So in Battlefield 4 it was actually scripted. Here it's not going to be scripted. It will be more like a part of the core game. Tom Henderson talked a lot of the word wacky skins, where a lot of people misinterpreted him. He didn't mean that we would get anime skins and colorful outfit skins. Customization is there. Expect cosmetics as Ronin helmet, Juggernaut suit, cool body armors, and some people really love cosmetics. I know some people that are crazy for these and will be pretty excited when they hear this news. Expect equipment that's in current service and that's one in development, experimental ones. Helmets and armor are gonna be a big part of Battlefield 6. He didn't see many soldiers with bare faces. Like, Warzone has a lot of soldiers with no helmets at all, and they still, have the same amount of HP. Like, Battlefield 6 is gonna have some serious realism. Expect a more futuristic tone spice to it compared to Battlefield 4. Female soldiers, he didn't want to cover the gender stuff because of the controversies. He also said that it wouldn't matter much because the soldiers he saw was covered in full armor. He probably wouldn't notice. No jetpacks, but wingsuit is probably a thing for Battle Royale. What I'm really excited about is not about, what we actually see in the game overall, like how the gameplay is. Movement will be a lot more fluid. Tom Henderson explained that he's always been a COD guy and felt like Battlefield movement was somewhat clunky compared to COD. Expect a very fluid movement like in COD. Oh my. Like, this will keep some people excited. Like, it won't be like in Battlefield 5, I'm guessing, but it will be more like Warzone, right? It definitely does make sense, and Tom Henderson explained that stuff as destruction, graphics, etc. is not interesting because it's expected to be improved. Now, this really doesn't make sense to me. It's not interesting. I mean, the destruction to me is very interesting, but I might have read this wrong. But going on to here, expect a team skill based matchmaking in Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1. Don't expect CSBMM like COD. It will be different. You will get into a server first, and then the game will decide which team you'll end up based on the teams and enemies KDs. 4-man squad is expected to be back. I feel like 4-man squads are alright. Like, you have 3 more friends and you're ready to go. Tom Henderson thinks Battlefield 6 will be a massive game and bring over a lot of the COD community. Oh, okay, I definitely agree with that, especially with people being unhappy with Warzone. It has a huge chance that the next Battlefield game will be bigger than the next COD. That is a huge possibility. TTK, so time to kill, is similar to Battlefield 5. I know some people won't react politely to this, but I feel like this wouldn't be a big issue anyway. Tom Henderson, but do let me know down in the comments, by the way. Tom Henderson believes that this title will get supported for the next 3 to 5 years. Someone asked if Robot Dog has mentioned he will be an attack gadget or a support gadget. Tom Henderson said that there are 2 different ones. Tom Henderson wasn't sure about this, so he pulled the trailer to double check. Imagine just pulling up a trailer and watching it like on live stream. And he confirmed that the one which were in the trailer had a weapon on it. So the robot dogs will actually have weapons. It will not be only a support. It seems like that we only have so far information on a weapon robot dog. But in the future, we could be seeing, some sort of support dogs as well. And I'm really hyped up to actually see a robot dog in the trailer as well. Like, awesome. You can control the heli ospreys, crash land them, and use them as transport. There's 7 and 8 of them on the map, at least in the trailer. Tom Henderson, like, this is all new news. Like, this is big, huge news from the live stream. This is like just a complete new wall of information. How true it is, take it as always with a grain of salt. But if this is true, this is huge. Like, Battlefield has a huge advantage this year. Tom Henderson hasn't heard anything about campaign and old gen, which he thought was very strange and unusual, at least for COD that he has covered before. If you want to know more about what kind of vehicles, weapons that's coming, Tom Henderson suggests you look up weapons vehicle that's in development experience currently, and it's definitely possible, that more modern vehicles will be more featured in the game. So really, this is some research you have to do for yourself. I did my research and shown what vehicles we will see in the past on this channel, but overall, there's a lot of possibilities on what the new vehicles or weapons are. I feel like I'm not really concerned with this one because weapons and vehicles is something that has never disappointed us before. But expect Battlefield 6 to look more towards year 2030s or even 2040s, more like 2030s, Tom Henderson said. So even could be 2040s, a bit slightly more futuristic. Like, a lot of people are super excited over here. I'm glad Modern Warfare came out before this new Battlefield. They had a lot of time to look at the good stuff and bad stuff. I hope they know what they're doing. I think DICE definitely knows what they're doing, especially if this is true. And if Tom Henderson really looked at the trailer during the live stream, that is big news. And the trailer is not even that far off. There is so much information to go here, and you can always, rewind and watch the video again to see the full news. So not only more information from EA for the next Battlefield game, but also the leaker giving us more insight on what we should see. I'm your host, Battlefield Central, and you should subscribe for more Battlefield content. Do drop a like if you enjoyed the video. I'm so thankful for you watching to this point. See you until next time.